I call to order the Coatesville Area School District School Board meeting scheduled for March 24th, 2026. The mission of the Coatesville Area School District, rich in diversity and committed to excellence, is to create innovative educational experiences which are funded by the taxpayers, supported by the community, delivered by dedicated teachers and administrators to ensure all students will become responsible, contributing global citizens. Madam Secretary, please call for the roll.
Leon Yacco.
Here.
Steve Wilson.
Here.
Beth Brindle.
Here.
Holly Charest.
Here.
Bob Connect.
Here.
Shauna Maxwell.
She is excused.
Liz Muirhead.
Here.
Donna Rowland.
She is also excused.
Robin Seagreaves.
Here.
Davis May.
Here.
Julia Trexler.
At this moment, I'd ask everyone to please stand for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag. All right, to my colleagues, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to this evening's agenda? All right, next up is public comment. The board has requested all persons making comment on agenda items to list their name, address, telephone number, and motion item on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute limit per person. The board does not take action or discuss items not appearing on the agenda. The board values public comment and wishes to convey that all the board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda. They listen carefully and appreciate and value input from the public. First up, Ms. Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. I wanted to ask you about the, not sure how to pronounce that word, it's 10J. This offers CISD with its retreat services to continue strengthening cohesive and collaborative partnerships with CISD and CISD Board of Directors, excuse me, in service of the district student, staff, and community. So that sounds good, but how are you defining community? And is the community involved in this? You all know about my dedication to this community, yet I don't receive many of the newsletters, the e-newsletters. I don't receive anything from you all because I don't have children in the district. Maybe, I'm not sure. But all school districts value community and input and community involvement. And I'm just wondering, to what extent are you involving community in this particular initiative? Thank you.
Thank you. There are no special reports tonight. So approval for minutes. May I have a motion to approve the February 24th, 2026 school board meeting minutes subject to any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or discussion? Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Leon Yacco.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Mr. Barbetta?
For tonight's executive session announcement, the board, excuse me, met in executive session on March 9th, March 10th, and just prior to this evening's meeting to discuss the following items: confidential personnel matters, matters related to collective bargaining, matters of litigation docketed at the following: 2024-06456-TT, 2025-00413-TT, 2025-00413-TT. All of these are in the Chester County Court of Common Pleas. And 2024-00413-TT CV-4180 in the Federal District Court of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, as well as confidential student matters and matters protected by the attorney-client privilege for which the solicitor was present to provide legal advice. And that concludes this evening's executive session announcement.
Thank you. Next up, it's our student reps.
Good evening. I would like to start off by reminding the class of 2026 that our local scholarships opened at the beginning of this month, March, and the deadline to submit them is in exactly 1 week, Tuesday, March 31st at 3 p.m. Please visit the main office for any last-minute information and make sure to take advantage of our new College and Career Center if any assistance is needed in applying for these scholarships.
Moving on Wednesday, March 18th, the SAT, which is a scholastic aptitude test, was administered for our junior students at Cash. The SAT is a national exam provided through College Board and is an important factor regarding college and university acceptance. It is also a great tool to gain knowledge of specific academic strengths and areas of development. Scores release around 3 weeks after the test date, so keep an eye out for updates.
Moving on, parents are also invited to attend parent-teacher conferences on Wednesday, April the 1st. These conferences provide an opportunity to discuss student progress and plan for the remainder of this school year. The conferences will be scheduled through the district's online system with 15-minute time slots available. Parents may sign up to meet one-on-one with one or more teachers on a first-come and first-served basis using the provided link. Those unable to schedule online may contact their child's teachers directly to arrange a conference with them.
Additionally, Cash students participated in the PICO Junior Infrastructure Academy at the TCHS Brandywine site, engaging in hands-on activities, mock interviews, and demonstrations focused on careers in the energy field. In partnership with Beyond Literacy, students also receive support with resumes, interview preparation, and technical test readiness. CASD alumna Portia Hoggard, now a PICO employee, assisted with the event.
Furthermore, students are also invited to Career Day at the Coatesville VA on April 15th to explore careers in healthcare, administration, technology, and support services. An interest meeting will be on April 9th to provide details, including participating departments. Up next, the University of Delaware Senior Associate Vice President Chris Graves visited Cash to speak with students interested in sports management and marketing, sharing insights on career pathways, preparation, important skills, and networking.
Moving on to student recognition, we have an academic achievement. Congratulations to Cash senior Alexander Eugene, who was recognized at the West Goshen Township building by the Chester County chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. He was honored for this award. His award-winning essay on how the qualities of good citizenship help strengthen and renew American democracy.
Moreover, I'd like to say congratulations to Cash seniors Anastasia Jackson and Brooke Whiteman, who earned golden tickets during Read Across America's Spirit Week. Their participation and school spirit were recognized with Barnes & Noble gift cards.
This is a really special one. Congratulations to Davis May, escorted by Morgan Scarborough, who was crowned Mr. Coatesville 2026 this past Friday. Second place was won by Rami Ayoub, escorted by Olivia Wilkins, and third place was won by Caleb Campos, escorted by Seneca Meinhardt. We thank all of the contestants who participated in this annual prom fundraising event, and a special thanks go to Mrs. Harvey and her stage crew, Mr. Haight and the yearbook staff, our judges, Mrs. DePiro, Mrs. Thompson, Mrs. Mastromarino, and Ms. Tingle-Lewis. The show could not have been complete without an MC, so thank you to Mr. Scheller for keeping the event entertaining for everyone.
Lastly, students from Coatesville Area Senior High School traveled to London, England from February 19th to the 24th as part of Mr. Tassoni's AP Comparative Government and Politics course. They visited key historical and cultural sites, including the British Parliament, the Tower of London, and Stonehenge, and attended a musical. The trip broadened students' global perspectives and built confidence. The tour guide praised them as respectful, engaged, and excellent representatives of our Coatesville community. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations. Prom King and Mr. Coatesville. Good job.
Okay, time for the superintendent's report. For March, on our first slide, we just have our Choose Coatesville campaign that we have been heading off with a lot of great coverage through social media, communications going out to families. We invited also students from across the district, those who are incoming kindergartners, first grade and kindergarten students and first grade students already who are also at our charter schools to come and check out Rainbow Elementary tomorrow night from, I think I have it on here. Let me go. I can come back to this. Tomorrow, there's our kindergarten carnival. Can you skip ahead of that? It will be held tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30 at Rainbow Elementary. Our kindergarten registration is now open, and we look forward to meeting our class of, believe it or not, 2039. So I want to also, if I can get it to work. Sorry, I'm moving here. Malik, are you able to play the video for us? These are some of our campaigns that we've been putting out about open registration for kindergarten. And hopefully the video will work for us because it's the cutest thing ever. I learned about the hip hop with that little girl, and that everyone's doing it. So, but she was so cute. She did such a great job. I know Brian, I usually give a lot of credit to Brian Davis for all our videos and everything, but I do have to give credit real quick to Anthony Rabarchek Jr., who was home on spring break, who went out, and I forced him to do all the videos of the kindergarten registration. So all that work you've been seeing, it's a lot of fun with the kindergartners. So we'll go back to Doe Run. As you know, Doe Run is moving along quite swiftly. If you haven't driven by it lately, there's a lot of action taking place. That parking lot is full of contractors pretty much to the T. We have a lot of drywall going up. We have a lot of the veneer going on the outside. The inside is really getting complete, as you can see from the framing, the mechanical. All the wire that's running through the building is now up in the ceiling. Here's some other additional pictures of the aluminum framing that's going on the outside. That will be covered over by a finished. Our sloped area D, as we continue, you can see there is some have windows, some have that thick vinyl barrier, but all of them within the next couple weeks we should have windows installed throughout. So excitement going on over at Doe Run. Next, I just want to take a minute to really recognize the Robotics Club for their accomplishments. They were involved with competitions over the last couple months where they were extremely successful. If you see here, we were only 40 of the 163 teams in PA get to go to states, and only 40 of those 40, only 13 teams were school-based teams. We had 2 teams that went to states this year, and I really have to give a thanks to Andy Moscarelli, Octavia Ward, Warren Ward, and Coach Joe Hughes, just for the outstanding job they did with coaching these teams and getting them to be successful. Then we have our 3 teams. We had the Raiderbots, and as you can see there, their picture along with their design, and they had their award. They had a design award at the York, PA State Qualifier. We also have the Raiderbots Squared. Again, some achievements as second place captain of Coatesville Qualifier, qualified for states, and placed 23rd overall in the state championships. And then we had the Raiderbots. Yes, Julie, you get kudos for this one, right, on this team. I know, I saw you in there as I forgot to mention. But Raiderbots Cubed also won Initiative Award at the York PA Qualifier. Outreach Award, the Outreach Award at the Philly Qualifier, the Innovative Award, the Coatesville Qualifier, qualified for state champions, and placed 35th in the overall for state championships. So, and placed 3rd as place captain at York PA Qualifier. So we are going to be recognizing, the reason I didn't say all the names, I apologize, Julia, but we are going to have them here next month so you can see their designs in action. They're a lot of fun. I mean, that Saturday, is there Saturday or Sunday? Sunday for the local qualifying groups. And it was just so cool to watch the competitions. Like, you kind of get mesmerized in what they're doing and watching these kids move around their machines as well as scoring as many points as they possibly can. So congratulations to all of them. As mentioned, the Kindergarten Carnival will be held tomorrow night at Rainbow Elementary. We'll have a lot of fun. And on this flyer that went out, we have the QR codes for the registration. So if you are watching this presentation and you want to get the QR codes, there's one for the Kindergarten Carnival and the other one for the CASD registration for kindergarten. We also, on Thursday, will hold our second Community Connections event at the Brandywine Center from 9 to 11 a.m. And this is an opportunity just for our nonprofits to come together and everyone who's supporting our district and our students to work collaboratively, focusing on the goals of the district as well as just how we can best support our students as a team effort, not just as individual groups, one group doing one thing, another group doing another thing, but really working together to collaborate and do what's best for our students overall and supporting their success. And then our legacy walks. As you know, based on Doe Run, Callan and East Fallowfield plan to still shutter their doors at the end of the school year. We have 2 legacy walks planned. We have one for Callan, one for East Fallowfield. Callan Elementary, remind me the date on that one is, thank you, April 22nd. And East Fallowfield is the 29th. Did I get those right? Or is that back? Oh, I did. Oh, they're right there in the middle. Thank you. Sorry. I was looking on the smaller print, but they're in the middle there. Thank you. So anyone who would like to come and walk the halls for the one last time and gather some memories of their time at East Fallowfield and Callan, you're also invited to dig up artifacts that you may have deep down in the closets or in the basement or wherever they may be. We would love to see those artifacts and just share what you have in regards to stories as well. I know that Ms. Yaka will be there collecting artifacts and stealing artifacts from people. Not going to do that. But it should be a fun time for both schools. We have a lot of special events planned for those evenings. And then our congratulations to this should be winter sports, not fall sports, I apologize. So our winter teams, as they have accomplished this season, we have our star swimmers on the left there and our basketball team on the right, but all of our sports teams, they did just an outstanding job representing Coatesville Area School District this past winter. And we are proud and we are just happy and proud of your achievements and the success that you had with your seasons. And that is it for my report. April 14th will be committee meetings here in the Learning Center at 6 p.m. And then April 28th, our school board meeting here in the Learning Center, again at 6 p.m. Thank you, President Yako.
Thank you. All right. Adoption of consent agenda. Committee meeting action items considered routine will be enacted under one motion unless removed for separate action upon board request. The purpose of the consolidated motion is to expedite governing board action on all consent items, which are not held for discussion. Items that have been held for discussion by the governing board will be enacted upon at the time the item is discussed. So this evening, I would like to pull letters from finance, letter A, J, and K. All right. Education, I would like to pull letter G, P, Q, and R. I'm pretty sure because they're all new, right? Oh. I take back G. So P, Q, and R. I'm surprised you don't have anything to say about P, that first one. Okay. And then for operations, I'm going to pull H, I, and then I'm going to remove O and P, and I would like Dr. Barczyk to maybe explain that real quick, please.
Sure. Letters O and P under operations. Letter O is sound thinking, this ShotSpotter agreement. We had questions from the board the last time we came together at committee, and we have not heard back yet from sound thinking. We don't think there's going to be an issue in any way with that, but we want to make sure we get all the questions answered and get the information put into the contract, the agreement that were required by the board. And then letter P, FC Delco agreement. As mentioned at the committee meetings earlier in the month, we had put this on as pending legal review. We had provided a updated agreement from the district that went to FC Delco. We just have not heard back from them, so we are going to pause on that one until we get back their feedback based on the agreement that we sent them. So that will be moved to April.
And
All right?
I also had for operations, I think, letters M and N. There were some details that we didn't have at the committee meetings that Mr. Oliver provided in the time since. So just to those.
M and N.
We need those.
M and N.
M,
Okay.
N. Is that all right?
Nope, that works. So altogether, H, I, M, and N.
I think that's right. Yep.
Cool. And I have nothing for policy. To my colleagues, are there any other things you'd like to remove from this evening's agenda?
I just need a few more seconds because my
Yep, no
computer
worries.
to catch up. Okay, I'm good, thank you.
All right. With all items removed, may I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comment, or discussion? Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Lear Nyako.
Yes.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Holly Charess.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, Director Muirhead.
Okay. Letter A, under Finance Committee, the financial statements. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the financial statements, bills, payables list as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. It has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments on the financial reports? Okay. Seeing none, call for the vote.
Holly Charess.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Lear Nyako.
Yes.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay. Letter J, Innovagus, is that how it's pronounced? Proposal? All right. This one, as Ms. Shannon Bailey pointed out, was not on the committee agenda, so we can talk about this a bit, but I would need a motion
Motion.
and a second.
Second.
Okay. The recommended action is that the Board of Directors approve the proposal from Innovagus in the amount of $3,421.62 as presented. A few things about Innovagus. They are a woman-owned company. They do a lot of different work with school districts, but in this case, they would be specifically helping with a board retreat that is scheduled for this group. And I wonder, Dr. Barczyk, if you might be able to offer some insights on why you chose this organization and what you're hoping that the board will get out of the retreat.
Absolutely. So when reviewing different companies and different organizations that provide board retreats, which is part of what we need to do as a group anyways, as part of our agreement of being a school board and district, Joanna Hightower, who is the owner and operator in Innovagus, and she just came across as an individual who is ready to come in and provide just a broad perspective on governance, as well as building strength between superintendent, school board, and community, and really just on putting an emphasis on priorities versus like how we look at different items throughout the district, and especially with how many projects we have going on. It was really clear from me that she has a great way of helping us to look at it through a lens that we're going to be able to organize and maintain priorities on what we need to over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, especially with a new comprehensive plan, new construction, and so on. She's really just going to help us lead that through during that retreat time. And then we will also have, of course, Mr. Barbetta there as part of it and provide us with legal updates as well.
I was very impressed by Ms. Hightower's background, more than 20 years in education, serving diverse populations of students in the North Philadelphia area, many, many accolades, lots of rich experience that we think will translate well to the students and families in our own community. So I look forward to getting a chance to spend time with her.
And I will put it out there, she's a Coatesville graduate. So she was absolutely outstanding in talking with her and just knowing her experiences here in the district as well, and then partnering with us to, kind of bring it all together.
Oh, I was holding that one in.
You were?
You stole my thunder,
Oh,
friend.
sorry.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions or comments or information they'd love to share about this item? Okay. Seeing none, call for the vote.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Leon Yako.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay. And finally, for Finance, we have letter K, the Human Resources Report, recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the resignations, appointments, new positions, leaves of absence, transfers, changes of status, and corrections as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I notice that we have a new school psychologist being hired and an elementary teacher, so glad to see both of those. A lot of our extra duty positions, and then another wave of planned retirements for the end of the year coming on here. And I know that we will take the time to recognize each and every one of these important people who've served the Coatesville community over their tenure here. Any other questions or comments on these items?
Can I make a comment on this item in particular?
You may.
So I just would like to extend my appreciation to Ms. Manji. She was a rite of passage in my household, with all of my kids having been under her guise and direction. My two older sons and my niece had the privilege of being with her at South. And I got nervous when South closed because it was going to be, my daughter not having her. But lucky for her, she got to experience the joy that Miss Manji brought to her students and the drama program there. So we had a chance during the last production of Frozen Jr. at North Brandywine to say our goodbyes to Miss Manji. And it was a little teary. But Ms. Manji, thank you for all you did for the district, and especially for my children, for instilling a love and appreciation of music and drama for my daughter. So thank you.
She actually replaced Mr. Menifee which is, that's 30 years. That's crazy. So she's been here for a really long time. I had Mr. Menifee as last year, so I didn't know her. You did? I had both of them, Mrs. and Mr. Menifee. But that's a long time in the district, and I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate them at the end of the year.
Anyone else?
Yes, can I just
may.
add one comment?
Please.
There's a lot of individuals on here in regards to retirements that we will definitely recognize as we go to the end of the year. I don't want anyone to think we're going to undercut them in any way. I love celebrating those number of years and accomplishments. I also want to just note that we are continuing to make our plans for reallocating to the different schools because, as you know, with East Fairfield and Callan, we have to get all those teachers into different places. And we have had a few moves on those, and we look forward to those individuals coming into their new positions as well. But I do just want to take a minute to recognize, because I feel like this was one of my I'll say my babies in some way. Renee Flores was announced as interim superintendent, principal at Callan Elementary just about a year and a half ago. So, and she has done an outstanding job, and I'm really proud of the accomplishments that she has made, and that she is now going to serve as the new assistant principal at Doe Run, along with Melissa Willis. So, thank you.
Great news. And those assistant principal positions are very hard to fill, so got that locked in. All right, any other comments on this item? Okay, seeing none, let's call for the vote.
Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Leon Yacco.
Yes.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Holly Charess,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, I will hand it off to the education chair.
That is me. So we are starting with P, the overview of the comprehensive plan goals and action steps. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the comprehensive plan goals and action steps as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And I'm not sure why it was pulled. Is there something you wanted to comment?
No, I just want to, again, accolades to everyone who is part of the comprehensive planning process. This is the final piece in regards to approving the final goals and action steps tonight that will be inserted into the the actual comprehensive plan that will be sent through PDE. There's a lot that goes into that process and just the overall plan. This is the main meat of what we are trying to accomplish, what I've sent to all the community members. It's been our website, and we've sent it out in various states to different stakeholders throughout. And I hope that everyone got a chance to review that to some extent. And I did get some great feedback on it, just more about making sure the accountability is going to be there over the next 3 years, and that we proceed to make sure these goals are accomplished. So thank you.
I did have just a question. I had a chance to review this, and I wasn't part of the Comprehensive Planning Committee. In review, I just think this is excellent from my perspective and opinion. I think just thank you to everyone that put the incredible time into this. Again, I have one just, and I apologize, Dr. Barczyk, because I didn't send you my questions before now. But it's more of an observation that I think it's important to be aware of for us, and just a kind of a question with it. I'm looking at Goal 4, School Safety, Climate Belonging, Equity, and Access. And as I read that section, the end of the first sentence, family engagement and removing barriers to participation. And just hold on that word participation for a moment. And then under key priorities include, I'm looking at the third bullet point down, conducting district-wide access audit. Identifying 3 identified barriers, meaning barriers to access. Next bullet point down is increased participation of multilingual learners, historically underserved students. On one hand, I'm really encouraged by seeing these. On the other hand, I'm also seeing a repeated focus on what is commonly understood as equity of access versus equity in outcomes. And I think all of these points are pointing to equity in access for students. And so when we talk about like equity in access, let's say for like AP students, like our district doesn't have too bad of statistics around equity in access for AP students. Where the huge disparities come in is equity in outcomes. And ultimately our goal here is to have equity in outcomes, not in access. And I think in this 3-year plan, I'm seeing a lot of language around access equity and not outcome equity. And I'm not saying that's existent. I know we roll this into, board goals for our district, for our superintendent. And I know we're keeping the equity audit, privy and right in front of us. And I know this isn't the ending document for how we operate in a granular way and how this comes down into the classrooms, but it hit me a little bit in a concerning manner that it's so focused on equity of access and not equity in outcomes. And I think we need to keep that in mind as we utilize this as a tool to maybe focus more on equity in outcomes for our students. So I think if there's a question attached, other than just the comment, is for maybe someone that was there in the comprehensive planning, I'm curious if there was an intentionality behind the focus on access and not equity in outcomes as well.
If I misspeak, I can have others join the mic, but I really look at, if you're having the access to it, you're going to improve outcomes. So the goal will be, obviously, the outcomes is what what we want to see. We want to see that end result of, especially our students who do not currently have access to these programs or even just opportunities or events, that we want to make sure that with those outcomes or with those barriers in the way that we are working as a facility to break those down so students can participate, have that access, and then you're right, we need to have accountability of measurable outcomes to make sure that we're going to see that progress being made. So, I thought, is there another comment? You want, go ahead.
Yes, you are allowed to.
Hear me? Hi, good evening. Great question, and we actually had unpacked several things around that statement that you just made regarding the outcome piece, meaning Dr. Rabarczyk is absolutely spot on where it's kind of like which comes first, the chicken or the egg, and access is the barrier we have to remove. So you are correct in the outcome piece as well. So we're both correct here, but we talked specifically, and we had a deep conversation about it, and then even like a follow-up where there's so much, and how one person experiences the world just based on something as trivial as skin color is different from somebody who experiences the world differently. And so we had a lot of things, a lot of great things in the plan. However, a lot of coaching, a lot of PD. There were people in that room who wanted the information, who wanted the education, who wanted to talk about these hard conversations about, okay, we can put anything we want to in paper. But the reality is that people truly don't understand how deep and how perverse it is, how our students, how our families, we all experience the world differently. So just so you know, those conversations were had at certain meetings, and they were appreciated, just the openness and the frankness about it. But I do agree, action is definitely needed, but we do have a lot of work to do. We all know that. Where as far as the access piece, trying to, okay, let's expose, let's break down, as you well know. But action is at the forefront. I hope that perspective helps answer your question some.
It does, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
It does, yeah. No, and I appreciate that. I mean, equity and access has to proceed as we focus on outcomes, naturally. And I appreciate that's in here to this degree, that we're focusing high on equity and access. I think, I don't want us to lose sight of the end goal not being equity and participation, but that we have to look at that as a stepping stone toward equity and outcomes as well, so, yeah.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? Madam Secretary, can you call for the vote?
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Liren Yacco,
Yes.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, we'll move on to Q, which is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the revised 2025 and 26 school calendar as presented. And first, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. And Dr. Rabarczyk, you wanted to make some comments here?
Sure. This is just to clarify. So the academic calendar is always the trickiest because you're looking at so many aspects of the calendar, and for whatever reason, we put an extra teacher day. So we are making that correction by making May 19th it was a in-service day. That will now be a student and teachers are off. But we will still maintain the half-day on April 15th and the half-day on May 20th as part of our regular in-service throughout that happens throughout the year.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, you can call for the vote.
Leon Yacco,
Yes.
Holly Charess. Yes. Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Which then leads me to R, which is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the revised 26-27 school calendar as presented.
Yeah, so as we went
Yes.
through and developing, oh, I'm sorry, you need to.
No, go. I do need a motion, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
I jumped on that.
Now you go.
So as we're developing the calendar and with the help of, with Dawn Matter and the rest of the group, we realized we are putting in additional holidays to make sure that we were observing everyone's celebrations and opportunities to participate in their religious activities that we missed one day. So we are adding that day back in. So March 23rd is now a full day for staff and students. March 24th will be a half day for students and conferences in the afternoon. We will be adjusting conferences to some extent because we've never had really a great show of participation conferences in the spring as it is. So teachers will be focusing on the students that they really need to have a hyper focus on and talking with those parents about their students' academics.
And Madam Secretary, can you call for the vote?
Leon Yacco,
Yes.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Holly Charess,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Motion approved.
And that concludes the education portion. So I will move it to operations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it was letters H and I and M and N, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Letter H, recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposal from PVBJ Inc. for the installation of a new chilled water valve for the auditorium at the senior high school for a total cost of $11,787.25 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments on this item?
No, I think I pulled it because it was a placeholder.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I should mention that for all of these, H, I, M, and N, they were just, we had the, like, partial information at the committee hearings, but we're just waiting for some clarifications or details, so. Let's see. Mr. Brazil, did you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry. At the committee meeting, we only had one quote for those two items, and we since got the second quote, and actually, one of them came in cheaper, so.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments on item H? Seeing none, please call for the vote.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Leon Yacco,
Yes.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Holly Charess,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, thank you. Letter I, recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the agreement between ICS Consulting LLC and the Coatesville Area School District to allow the replacement of the loading dock and ramp at the senior high school for a total cost of $119,860 as presented. The agreement will also allow future projects to be completed by ICS Consulting LLC through individual work orders. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments on this item?
So I know we talked about the loading dock, and obviously, the quote came in, and most of the cost is concrete, which was expected. And I know you said that there were some savings with like reusing the handrails and stuff. Can you explain what the second part of this is? The agreement allows future projects to be completed through individual work orders?
Well, this is a separate agreement because this does not fall under their current contract for the building and all their consulting they've done. So we had to do it as a separate agreement. So
And so now, if there is any other like ad hoc thing that requires
it will come before the board.
ICS, it'll come before the board, but this agreement allows them to facilitate it for us?
Yeah, it'll show them, they'll do the specs, but everything will still come before the board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? Please call for the vote.
Beth Brindle,
Yes.
Liz Muirhead,
Yes.
Bob Connect,
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves,
Yes.
Holly Charess,
Yes.
Steve Wilson,
Yes.
Leon Yacco.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Letter M was recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the 3-year lease agreement with Hewlett-Packard Financial Services Company for the purchase of 1,500 Chromebooks through Riverside Technologies for student use for a total cost of $567,678 as presented. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
And I think the reason that this one, that I pulled it was at the committee hearings, or committee meetings, I believe we said that it was, we would approve it pending legal review, and just wanted to clarify that legal looked at the lease agreement and approved the language. So just wanted to confirm that we had that update.
We touched base with both the business office and then also with technology. We actually reviewed the master services agreement as well, and we had no issues with it, so.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions or comments on that item? Please call for the vote.
Leon Yacco.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Right, and then last one, letter N, recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the 5-year proposal from Chesconet for 6 Gbps fiber optic connectivity and internet service for a total cost of $40,000 per year, pending E-rate approval as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And again, that was just another one where I think we were waiting on some details from that, from the committee meetings. So just wanted to note that since we didn't have all the information at the last meeting. Are there any questions or comments on that item? Please call for the vote.
Steve Wilson.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Robin Seagreaves.
Yes.
Bob Connect.
Yes.
Beth Brindle.
Yes.
Liz Muirhead.
Yes.
Leon Yacco.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, that brings us to public comment. At this time, the board will hear public comment on matters of public concern. Please list your name, address, phone number, and topic on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit. First up is Justin Russo.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me all right?
We can.
All right, I am sure some of you know who I am, why I'm here. My wife and I brought a matter to the school district's attention, excuse me, multiple times privately, and we were met with silence or no action, so now I'm here publicly. There's a middle school teacher in this district who has created, a pattern of intimidation, retaliation, and control over students, staff, and parents. This shouldn't, Actually, I'm not going to read this. So there's a teacher who has, I'm not going to dig into the facts, had multiple problems. My daughter's been reported to CYS. It's not been factual. We have gone to the school board, sent emails. We've also tried to go through the superintendent. We're not getting anywhere. We need help. And she's been excluded from activities. The girl's worked her butt off. You look into her record, she's a great student. And we just need help. And she's done this to other teachers, students. In fact, if you look at the history, it's there. And all I'm asking for is help. Something needs to be done. I could go through this and read this all and pull out a lot of stuff that you're already aware of, but I need help. Okay? That's all I need. Thank you.
Mr. Russo, you're welcome to leave that with the board president if you'd like.
I have it right over here.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next up is Miss Lori Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. So this parent, this is why I come to these meetings, because there's so much that goes on in this district. And what bothers me is you all come to these meetings and you make it sound as if you're perfect and you're doing everything right. But we have a lot of problems in this district, a lot of problems. And many of those problems do stem from marginalized families, but obviously, I don't know who's marginalized and who isn't if I'm not working with them. But I am a strong member of this community in terms of this school district. That said, Mavis, for your first name, congratulations. That's where I'm going with that. Congratulations, I'm not complaining. So for the comprehensive planning committee, my question is, and this is, I'm piggybacking on your question, Steve, which was a very, very good question. Dawn was right. It was a very, very good question. And I've looked at these comprehensive planning committee plans in the past. I haven't had time to read this one. But my question is, did the committee read or refer to the district's equity report as talking points as you went through developing goals? If you did that, that's really good, because I know there was a lot of people involved. I know, Tony, I've heard you say there were over 40 people, 50 people, which is great. But if they don't know about the history, if they don't really know about some of the problems in this community, especially in terms of equity, these goals don't mean anything. And then the next question is, where do we stand on accomplishing the goals from the comprehensive committee several years ago? Those were some very, very lefty goals. Where do we stand on that? Did they just go away because we have a new plan now? We have lost Dr. Austin from this community. Maybe his name came up before, but when I see his Facebook page, I'm seeing North Penn Elementary School. What a loss. What a tremendous loss from this community. What a great assistant principal he was. He was amazing. I've been at the table with him. A tremendous loss. So for the opening, the vacancy that you have for a new assistant principal, are you looking to hire someone who is a minority, someone who is in alignment with your goals in the equity report? I've met a principal from the Philadelphia School District who is trying to get into this district, and she's a Black female, and her credentials are impeccable, and she applied for the position at Rainbow. Nothing from this school district. So I don't want to hear anybody tell me you can't find African Americans as administrators. Thank you.
Thank you. There are some things under informational items. Bob, do you want to did you go to the CCIU meeting? I put you on the spot, but I'm just.
I did.
You want to give us a little update?
Oh, dear God. Sure.
Just quick.
It's just, quite frankly, it's overwhelming, but, yeah, I think the main, I guess the main thing is that, thank you, Lauren, I appreciate it.
Sorry.
They're going to be, I think the main thing with the budget is that they're going to come in April and present to us, right? And I think if I have it right, there's going to be a modest increase in what they're expecting the district to pay, our district to pay for the occupational services, but I think the other core budget is no increase at all, so is what I'm getting, so, yeah.
Thank you. Holly.
I will be more prepared next month when I know I'm supposed to do this.
I'm just gonna, I do it all the time, sorry. Holly, are you ready?
For the
Legislative
Council,
Yeah.
we are meeting tomorrow evening.
Nice.
One of the things that we are going to be discussing extensively, let me pull up the note from our wonderful president. We are going to have, we're going to discuss some talking points regarding House Bill 41, which is involving PIAA playoff reform in trying to, the public schools are increasingly unable to compete for state championships against non-boundary schools that can recruit athletes across district lines. So what HB 41 does is it's creating a separate playoff classification for public schools and non-boundary private schools. And that's going to
enable the playing field to be leveled for all student athletes, so there's fair competition. And it addresses a problem apparently that, apparent problem that PIAA says they cannot fix without any kind of legislative action. So, so we're going to discuss that more tomorrow evening. And additionally, we are going to be having we have a legislator breakfast that occurs every year. So that's going to be next month on the 17th. That's where school board members get the opportunity to interact with local legislative members from the House of Representatives as well as the Senate, and we get the chance to discuss matters that are important in our districts. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry I
No
put you
problem.
on the spot, both of you. But
Nah,
thanks
you
for
know.
rising to the occasion.
Not a problem.
All right, if there's nothing else, may I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
This meeting is adjourned.